Let's do another scenario. People do it. The pass wagon, start bubbling inside capture. A better fight back. He should be winning here, as per the script. Stretch your free foot and flip on the inside of the thigh. The next step already, and you're not waiting for them to shoot the triangle. This is where accidents happen. A latch. ABCD. हिंदी में बात करें ABCD. That would be your pass. A very quick escape before we get into details. Let's just work the movement part first. Person on the top is having the hands on the ground and little far from you. As in, we started the rounds from here. Person at the bottom has to escape. Person on the top has to stay on top. This is without resistance. It's just a scenario that we're working. I'm going to keep my elbows in, protecting my rib cage. We'll go into details in the next step, but for now, quick steps. Up, keep your hips up. As in, if he decides to remove his hand from the ground, he'll fall. If my hips are on the ground, turn on. If my hips are on the ground, he can anytime take his hand off the ground, start attacking you for things. Even taking one of the arm, he has to be very much careful. You can see his balance. Okay, from here, I'm going to work a shoulder walk. Push the arm in the line of the fingers or outside right now. Circle. And we finish. The way we are finishing, I am not sitting on my knees. This is to prevent close guard. Even if you're good with close guard escapes, we are still not gonna get up to the knees. We'll get into the solo details or the solo drills afterwards. I wanna be here inside of the thigh sprawl, the way Dipesh passes by keeping the hips low. We're gonna maintain that posture. Hands are far away from you. Hands are not closer. These are two different scenarios. They might look identical, hands here versus hands far away. But these are two completely different scenarios. Protect your rib cage, hips up. You remove hands, you're already out of balance. I'm gonna start with the shoulder walk. His head is way higher than mine. This is bad for me. Pop, pop, pop. You might not get immediate side control, but even if you're into half guard, that is still a win-win. At least you're not getting caught into close guard. We start with this partner work, and we'll get into more details on what's happening, how we are working, what's the logic, everything. My hips will be visibly off the ground. So this is also hips off the ground, you can see. Pop, pop, pop. So his hands should be visibly away, as in also out of reach. I shouldn't be able to reach this easy. As in, if my hips are low and I try to reach, I'm giving up my armpit space, and that's an Americana. It should be that far. But if his arms are closer, I don't have to expose my armpits. I'm not at risk that much. I'm still at risk, but not to that extent. So people do this usually because they want to apply chest pressure, and maybe they want to use the head to open my neck. Keep your head use karo. Yes. This is where the arms are naturally far. This is why people choose to be like this, right? But if the arms are closer, you'll see naturally person is little away in terms of chest to chest connection. I'll still start with the same thing, elbows protecting the rib cage. We'll get into details afterwards. Hip up. Head should be in line with the head. If his head is over, I have to start with a shoulder walk. Now, even if I decide to push this out, my own shoulder is getting stuck. As in, I don't have that space to stretch my arm. This is where, when I do the shoulder walk, I'm going to pull one of the arm over. I'll have my elbow or my tricep onto his wrist and my wrist onto his elbow. A safety tip for the top person, because I'm about to throw you this side, वैसे रखना नीचे हाथ. Your fingers are at risk, because when I'll put pressure, you'll not be able to take this arm out. So if your arm is strapped, make your palm look up. At least you are safe. This is a safety tip. This has got nothing to do with the escape or his counter. Pop. वहीं पे रहो. I have this connection. I'm gonna aim for bringing my elbow towards the hip. If I can do it myself, वैसे रहो. If I can do it myself, good. If not, people usually pull this arm out. This is where it becomes easy. And throughout, my hips are still up off the ground. I'll look 12 o'clock. I'll collapse my free foot and I'll flip over without following him. I don't want to chase his other foot. I want to be heavy on the first foot. Right. So, एक बार हटना. The 12 o'clock movement is when you have your hips up, move your head and look 12 o'clock. Hip up, collapse, flip on the spot. Look at the feet movement, you guys. Arm is pretty much closer to me. You don't start with the palm up afterwards if it gets caught. Up, elbows in. This is my survival. Head is little ahead. That means I should begin with a shoulder walk. While I'm shoulder walking, I'm going to pull this. Right? If his head is away, let's keep the head to the center or this side. We'll also be figuring out if the head is away. afterwards. From here, 12, up, collapse, flip. Are we clear? Let's go. Hips up. Yes. Ask him to remove the hands from the ground by himself. He'll be so calculated. He can't remove the arm immediately. और जितना remove हुआ उतना जल्दी trap भी हो गया. You yourself are helping him. तो वो तो shoulder walk से ठीक होगा ना. उसके लिए तो अब सर कैसे भी होगा, वो shoulder walk से work होगा. उसका इस हाथ से कोई लेना देना नहीं. Hands were there, that means chest is down. People also use it for Superman posture, wherein they take this control. This is one of the triggers that you need to push the arm way further, right? Vapis up. Next is arm is closer to you. This is palm, or this can also be forearm closer because somebody wants to start working Ezekiel. Next is they stay too far away. For example, you've been partnering up with somebody who has more mat hours or very good mount retention. You play very defensive. Jai Shri Ram. You play very defensive, as in you're not committing any weight onto our partner. You're very much aware to borrow as much time as possible. You might be checking my wrist just to make sure that I'm not taking anything on you. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm not expecting him to have his hands on the ground. A common scenario that people assume that if I'll bump, for sure he'll pose the arm. But we are assuming that he's also experienced. He's at least 6 months into jiu-jitsu, and you know how to stay on mount for a longer duration. So I'm here. He's also managing his weight properly. This is what we're gonna work. I'm gonna have both of my hands on the outside of his one arm. Could be this side, could be the other side. You'll have to play this one. You have to see what your partner is doing, but I'll not be the first one to look. If he's being careful, he's keeping a check, and I'm pushing it into him. I am not pushing to hold it. You don't pull the person on top. You're just putting more weight on yourself. So when I'm here, in, sideways, you flip. This push forward will make sure that partner cannot lean anymore with their chest. That's like a wall in front. And you rolling immediately sideways means their knee is strapped or their inner thigh is strapped. Follow up with your flip. And I'm not going to end up into close guard. We'll keep working. So punch both of your arms on the back of their palm or forearm or the watch and start pushing into them. If your arms are stretched out, this is so good. If your arms are bent, expect them to lean on top, like deliver the weight. But even in case if they deliver the weight, you know how to escape from the first two scenarios. We clear? Let's go. Or like how to bridge everything. Neck control. This is where we are. One of the common things that we guys do here is that he takes a neck control or the head control on one side, and he's going to start working his free arm to punch my neck, which is the variation of Ezekiel. Could be any variation, whichever you're used to, but my neck is available, my carotid artery is available to finish that choke here, Ezekiel. Or could also be some people, they peel the armpit off, start looking for arm triangles, or even arm bars. Isko aata nahi hai, but people do it. Hey, इतना fast रह गए, इतना गंदा है. So he can remove his hand. So for him to finish the Ezekiel, he has to move his free arm. Pura mat pe move karo. See how comfortably he can shift the weight to the knees. Just so, nahi waise rakho. Shift the weight to the knees so he can move the arm. If he can move the arm, for sure he can finish his preferred submission. One arm is already committed. It's got no role here. I just have to worry about one. Wapis wahin pe haath. Again, when we started the first scenario, he can easily move his arm. Wahin raho. Remove your arm easily. So your hips have to be visibly up. This is also hips up. I'm keeping my hips up, but he can shift his weight. Look at the difference with his arm or that weight distribution. If he can move freely with his arm, for sure he'll finish. And especially the skill or the mat hours or also the weight would matter. Nothing matters now. If his arm is away, first scenario. If he's still fighting for the Ezekiel, start pummeling inside, capture. Second scenario. Let's start with one of the most common scenarios. So whenever you would start this method of rolling over or an escape, people would have you start over here, like person on the top takes a uniform control, cross collar, commit karo. And this is where people start learning how to escape. You must be remembering this if you have done jiu-jitsu kahin aur. To nahi. This is how we're going to start. Again, I'm very much vulnerable for cross collar choke. One side is already committed. The other one, if he can move his arm freely, isko wo bhi nahi aata hai. Arey ruk ja bhai. If he can move his arm anywhere on the ground, he has better chances of choking others. Okay, ke bol le. Sorry. How do we stop him from moving his arm freely? Visibly up. Move your arm. Little calculator, right? Use your head on the ground. Wahin pe. So, if I don't have a good angle, I shouldn't be able to finish it. You see? Rakh, head rakh. Mard ban thoda. Aaj to ban hai. Abe. Forehead rakh. Okay. अरे वो घूम जा a better fight back. He should be winning here as per the script, but it's the artist, not the art. है मैम थप्पड़. I shouldn't be able to finish. भाई पर्दा ही मैला है. Hips up. हाथ पैर जो यूज करना कर. जाने मत दियो. ठीक है. This is where I'll not fight his base. These two things, especially with the weight difference, this could be tough. So I'll just keep my hips up. I'll look 12. I'll flip. And I'll fight the lower body. While he's still winning with the upper. As per the script, he should be winning. वहीं रहो. हाथ अपने पास रख लो. अपनी यूनिफॉर्म पकड़ लो. So if this is a wall clock, I want to look 12, but not this way because I can't escape and I'm messing up my neck. I still want to look 12. So I move my head. 12 is still there. I go hip up. hip should be up anyhow. Stretch your free foot and flip on the inside of the thigh. I am not looking towards my partner. If I were to look towards my partner, most likely I'll end up into. But anyhow, the primary goal was to mount escape, which is done. But mount escape with a better positioning, better approach or follow-up. Vapis upar. So he commits the arm. I'll go 1, I'll go 2. Hip up, head out, flip. Do not chase your partner. By chasing we mean, gala to chhod, इसी पे चढ़ेगा. By chasing our partner, this. We don't get into this. We'll do 2 more things in the same scenario. So the first is moving this side or finishing this side. Same scenario, he takes grapevine or he goes feet heavy on me. This is a common scenario, people use it. So the idea here is, I'll just move this side. When I want to finish, people use the far foot to stop you from, stretch your foot, to stop you from flipping over. We will not remove the grapevine by ourselves. I'll still stick to my process, which is up. Problem would happen when you do this. So look at my left feet or the left toe specifically. If I'm doing this, this is very tough. Keeping in mind, person on the top has more mat hours, means better sense of balance, plus heavier than you. Your toes cannot take that weight for a explosive duration, that movement. So it's better if you kick your foot, you are safe, your partner is safe, with results. So we do the first normal one, then the person would take a grapevine or lock their feet. We still follow our steps. The last one, same scenario, but with a different weight shift from my partner. Hip up. If the head is here, I will finish it. If the head is on the other side, and I decide to finish, I'll struggle. What should I do? Let me turn. What? So, either I can wait that he'll come here on this side, even head on head, it's good, I should finish. Head visibly on this side, I should finish. Head on that side. Again, either you wait or you fight for the other arm. Or I will move towards that side. Mat giro, kyo giroge? Girega, neck gayi tere. Neck gayi. And I'll dive my head in. What I mean here is, I am here, your head is here. Which side head? Where? Ye haath de do. Which side head? Where is his head? On my favorable side. What's the reference here? His head in reference to whom? To my head. I should be able to finish. Center. His head in reference to whom? My head. I should be able to finish. His head in reference to whom? Mine. But if I take my head under, I should have the same result. It's always in reference to your partner.
So the same thing applies if, like for example, he has both arms posted and he's trying to go to America.
We did that first thing.
Okay.
I mean, if you partner up with somebody, they'll have you. You're very same scenario. Only thing is now we're going lesser difficulty. We started with that tougher one as a warm-up. They'll help you. It's that push the arm, hard trap करना पीछे and finish. This is just with the grip. Like people start with this grip first. We're starting the opposite way, in the reverse direction. Are we clear what we're doing? So 3 scenarios: regular, head on that side, head on center. Do both. Have a grapevine. bottom person is not changing anything. And then the weight shift. Either you wait, maybe you're giving up your cross collar for the choke finish and then work, or you move your head inside, which automatically makes their head on the outside in reference to you, and finish. Anyhow, this cross collar control is very rare nowadays. First of all, people prefer no gi, so no cross collar chokes. Second thing, even with the gi, people don't do cross collar choke nowadays. They are more into other submissions. But you still should be aware on how to escape. Let's go. We'll quickly run into steps and then we'll find the reasoning. A close guard escape. I am not working my posture for now, as in how do we sit. I'm not working my arm positioning directly the steps first, and we'll do that reverse process. Usually we start with the how do we sit, where is arm 1, what is arm 2 doing, everything. Little different method, but let's work. We start with both hands on the belt. But we don't want right side of the belt or the left side of the belt. As in, you could see, right side and left side, reference to what? To the knot. What is right, what is left? There is no reference now. Pop. You start punching your knuckles into him. Up, back. If there is a knot, it will not have same results. You want to have one rope rather than two different ropes. Imagine you doing that wrestling में वो जो ropes होती हैं, and then you have to climb through, and you have two different ropes versus one. We would prefer one. So, गरवाना है. मेरी बेल्ट टेढ़ी होगी, मैंने दिखा रहा है इस पर. अपने आप ठीक कर क्या? ये सर्कल कैसे हो जाती है ये? क्या शौक है तेरे? बेल्ट घर पे क्या करती है? These are two different ropes. You could see the slippery hair. No reference to each other. Punch up. You will not slip. You're just spiking your hips, pulling your hips पीछे and ऊपर. So technically my belt goes towards the air vents. Are we clear? We are missing many steps in this, but we're just rushing through the process first, just like we did in Mount Escape. Up, you can't stand up for any reason. It's not punching down. It's punching the control towards his chin. If you can't get up, maybe you lost the explosiveness. There is no armbar. If can, then get up and then pike out, or just move away from your partner. Your partner cannot chase you. This is what is happening. I'm locked here and I'm moving away and you cannot chase me. So there is a certain range, there is a limit that you can stretch your lock. Uske baad it will open. But if he's able to chase me, chase, aate raho aage aage, niche, Undertaker, niche niche aao. Then it's an endless loop. This is why I'm punching this into the chin, so that there is no chase and I am moving away, 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 away. So if possible, stand up, and then if not, maybe your knees are messed up, toes are messed up, or weight difference, you don't want to risk your knee. Simply move back while you're punching this in. Let's go. और वो यहाँ से escape कर रहे हैं, कैसे खुलेगा? Because आप change करोगे, अब देखो इनका लॉक कहाँ है? अब जैसे घर पीछे आएगा तो खुलेगा, अब वो ऊपर जाएगा तो नहीं खुलेगा. बट इन योर केस आपने लॉक रखा हुआ था ऊपर इधर और आप पीछे आ रहे हैं. सो यू हैव टू एड्रेस कि ताला लगा कहाँ पे हुआ है. I'm making a curl now, a hollow structure. ये दिपेश का फेवरेट है. He never trains when he's here at the studio, but he'll always start with this in the competition. Now, there is a triangle. The triangle would happen because my palm, my right palm is down. Lock your triangle. अगर हाथ नहीं भी पकड़ेगा तो भी lock होगा. When my palm is down, it's like my elbow faces this wall and I'm helping him lock. ये हाथ नीचे कर ले, हाथ वापस close कर. This could also happen here. ये बस fancy ऐसे दिखाया. Pup. If my palm is down while I'm pulling the triangle out, and I'm helping my partner work this triangle. So the key detail here is when I'm doing this, maybe I'm struggling with the finish or anything, I'll give up the triangle, he locks the triangle, I'll go palm up. Go lock your triangle. Lock your triangle. Kar? Kheench le. There is no triangle. Triangle happens with palm down. Because my elbow is going outside. Technically, my elbow should be coming in this space. But palm down, you can do it. So if your palm is like taking a pledge, you're pulling it back, you know, you're always going outside and you're helping your partner make it easy. Like karate. So, maybe I was doing this, he's not letting me move the belt right and left. Pup. Triangle. That becomes your pass. Right? So you're giving up. This is like giving up a submission, but you know the next step already and you're not waiting for them to shoot the triangle. Right? Also, people with broader shoulders, it's like a go-to thing for them to give up the triangle because even if you're caught, it's not easy to finish that triangle on you guys. So you can always use that frame to run around. But people like little comparatively smaller shoulders, palm up. Try both, palm down, palm up as a dummy person at the bottom, and then ask your partner to actually pull the arm. Go for real with the triangle and then try again with palm down and palm up while you're diving it here. Amber. So the idea here, people when defending the amber, people while defending the amber, you have seen people getting up and then pulling this aggressively. When you start pulling the arm aggressively, my arm is isolated. He is latching his entire body on my arm and that is so risky. And jitna you'll pull back, utna easy it is for you, for the partner to finish. So I don't want to run away. So half of the escape is actually to give up your arm. You want to have your chest onto their hamstring. This is what the upper body would do. Then the lower body would also follow. So rather than pulling this back, I would feed. Now my left foot, I'm going to be sprawling. How's the pressure? And I'm not giving up on that arm. He's pushing me out. Versus me being defensive. And then I just want to... this is where accidents happen. So what you want here, stay tight. I'll latch and I'll go heavy. ABCD? Hindi में बात कर ABCD? That would be your pass. और कर ले शादी भाई. When talking about that same guard opening, even if you're caught elbow in, you know you should be moving forward rather than panicking and moving back. It's better you deliver the weight forward rather than always resisting your partner's movement. Many times your partner is unintentionally helping you, but you don't realize it. And you're also doing the same. Kill that help and you'll see that jiu-jitsu is very bad. Let's just do this and then we spar. Let's go.